Hi everyone, I'm Caitlyn Stupi, Miss Maryland 2019. My involvement with the Miss America organization began in 2018, and since then I have earned over $27,000 in scholarships. Every single year, women across the country have the opportunity to compete for the job of Miss America, and this year the Miss America class of 2020 is so excited to bring you a series of videos that are going to keep you educated, entertained, and having fun at home. In today's video, I'm so excited to bring to you a lesson in financial literacy and a little bit of common sense. Throughout my involvement in the Miss America organization, I have been an advocate for financial literacy education and teaching others the basics of money management skills, so these ideas and skills are digestible for young audiences. So I'm going to be reading a story that I have written, illustrated, and published, and taking part in an activity later as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Pete and Penny Penguin Learn Common Sense. Written and illustrated by me, Caitlyn Stupi. Meet Pete and Penny Penguin. During the winter, they would travel to their grandparents' igloo. They loved spending time with Granny and Papa. Besides creating lots of fun memories, Pete and Penny would always learn an important lesson too. Sliding in the snow, Pete and Penny raced along and chatted about all the fun things they'd done on past visits, from helping around the igloo to playing new games. When Pete and Penny arrived, they celebrated with homemade snow cones and swam around the iceberg. Granny and Papa told them about all the activities they had planned, but it was time to head inside for dinner. Pete and Penny couldn't wait to have some of Granny's fish cakes. It was a perfect day. Later that evening, after a big dinner, Granny wanted to teach the kids how to knit hats and scarves. Pete fell fast asleep, but Penny paid close attention. She was fascinated by the way Granny could make something out of just a ball of yarn. Granny explained she liked knitting because she could sell her crafts to earn money or give them to others in need. Penny thought this was very wise and kind of Granny. The next day, Granny gave Pete and Penny small jobs so they could earn some money before their trip to the market. The kids took a birthday balloon to a neighbor, mopped the floors, and helped at a yard sale. Granny knew it was important for the kids to learn that earning must come before spending. When their work was finished, Granny paid Pete and Penny, thanking them for a job well done. The kids were so excited to have their own spending money, so they wanted to go to the market right away. Papa gave the kids permission to go shopping, since Granny was busy knitting. Whenever Pete and Penny had money, they liked to spend it right away. They rushed to the market and spent all of their money on hot cocoa and some small toys. They still wanted to get some fish pops, but they were out of money. Where did all the money go so quickly? Pete and Penny went back to the igloo and searched for more money. They found Papa's change jar and figured it would be okay to take what they needed without asking. Papa saw them taking the change. He was a bit confused because they had just earned money for doing chores. He could only guess that Granny had given them permission. Papa checked with Granny to see if she knew that the kids were taking from the change jar. Granny was shocked, as Pete and Penny were just paid for their morning chores. Why would they be taking without asking? What happened to all their earnings? Why did they need more money? Granny gave it some thought and realized Pete and Penny needed a lesson about money. Granny and Papa explained to Pete and Penny that it was important to save some of their earnings for future purchases, or even to help others. If they kept spending it as soon as they earned it, they would always feel like they needed more, and taking money without asking is not okay. Pete and Penny were sent back into town with some money and instructions to purchase milk and bread. Granny and Papa gave them permission to keep $2 from the change to put into their savings. Pete and Penny were excited to go back into the market because they saw so many things they liked. While at the market, they were overcome with excitement. Instead of purchasing bread and milk, they spent all of the money, including the money for their savings, on fish popsicles and a toy boat. Pete and Penny realized on the way home that not only did they spend the money irresponsibly, they even spent their savings. When they got back to the igloo, Papa was very frustrated with their unwise spending. Something had to be done to help them understand how money really works. Papa explained that money comes from hard work and that they should be responsible with their earnings. Granny explained that there is a difference between wants and needs. While Pete and Penny wanted their treats, they needed the milk and bread. Because Pete and Penny were now responsible for buying the missing milk and bread with their own money, they had to come up with a plan. So they began earning money by doing chores around the igloo and opening a snow cone stand in the neighborhood. They also earned money by giving sledding tours and selling their knitted crafts at the market. After days of working hard, Papa and Granny could see the kids thinking about how challenging earning, spending, and saving could be. Granny told Papa that she thought it was time to teach the kids common sense, a way she learned to manage money when she was a little penguin. Granny explained the common sense plan to the kids. Pete and Penny each got 3 piggy banks marked Save, Spend, and Give. She taught them that when money is earned, some should go into each bank. They should remember to spend it carefully, save it often, and give it to help others. Granny asked if Pete or Penny could think of ways to spend carefully. The kids have always wanted ice skates, but could never afford them. Penny suggested instead of them each purchasing a pair of ice skates, they could just buy one pair and take turns. Pete realized this would allow them to have money to put into savings at the Snow Town Bank. They could eventually save for a second pair of ice skates or have money for a future purchase. Finally, Granny asked the kids to think of someone they could help who doesn't have much money. Pete and Penny suggested using some of their money to help fix Polar Bear Patty's broken sled. Pete and Penny became more excited about saving, spending, and giving. It wasn't as hard as they thought. It even inspired them to think about ways of earning money when they grow up. Pete said in the future he'd like to earn money by owning his own market. Penny said one day she would like to earn money by working at Snow Town Bank. Granny and Papa were very proud of Pete and Penny Penguin. Not only did they learn that there are so many ways to earn money, but they also learned the common sense plan of spending, saving, and giving. When Pete and Penny returned home, they told their parents about the many ways they were able to earn money and how important it is to think before spending. They shared that saving is also important because it allows for future spending and giving to others who need help. Finally, Pete and Penny shared that because Granny and Papa taught them earning, spending, and saving is possible for anyone, they now dream of having rewarding jobs of their own one day. I hope you all enjoyed that story of Pete and Penny Penguin, and now we are going to have our own common sense plan. So if you find the worksheet attached, or want to create your own little piggy banks, you will find 3 little piggies marked Spend, Save, and Give. Below are spaces in which you can write 3 different items that you hope to be able to obtain or goals that you can achieve. So go ahead and take a pen and write down. Then you're going to want to take your colored pencils and add a little bit of color in there. Color them any which way you like. You're going to need a pair of scissors to go ahead and cut out the little pigs. I've done that with 2 of them already. So once you have them all cut out, you're going to take some tape, and then with all 3 of the pigs, you're going to need 3 different cans or jars or small boxes to create your own 3 piggy banks. You'll have your pigs on the front to be able to remind you of your goals in saving, spending, and giving. So thank you so much for tuning in to the Miss America organization on my lesson of financial literacy and common sense. If you decide to give this a try at home, I hope you post a picture and be sure to use the hashtag MissAmericaHowTo. You can also find me on Instagram at Caitlyn Stupi or at Miss America MD. Be sure to follow the Miss America social media accounts and subscribe on YouTube to see the rest of the exciting videos that are going to be brought to you by the class of 2020 and the Miss America organization. Thank you all, and I hope you enjoy.